Pele, also known as Edson Arantes do Nascimento, is widely regarded as one of the greatest soccer players of all time. In honor of his legacy, we're taking a look back at his iconic career and celebrating some of his most memorable moments. If you're a soccer fan, you won't want to miss the opportunity to reminisce about this legend. Get ready to take a trip down memory lane with us. First up, let's explore a bit about the athlete. Pele was born in 1940 in Três Caracotes, Brazil, and he's widely considered to be one of the greatest soccer players of all time. And if we're being honest, Pele's career was nothing short of legendary. In fact, he won 3 World Cups with the Brazilian national team, scoring staggering 77 goals in 92 appearances. Not to mention, he's won numerous domestic and international titles with his club team, Santos FC. But it wasn't just Pele's on-field achievements that made him a soccer star. While he was popular for his incredible skill, speed, and technical ability, it was his sportsmanship and his humble personality that really takes the cake. What's more, he was a true ambassador for the sport and was beloved by fans all over the world. In fact, his impact on the world of soccer can't really be overstated, since it was Pele's captivating and thrilling career that helped to popularize the sport globally and inspired countless young players to take up the game. Pele's legacy lives on today, with many people still citing him as the greatest soccer player of all time. Following up, let's also take a look at Pele's presence outside the field. Pele was also a pop culture icon, appearing in movies, television shows, and even in video games. Moreover, he was the face of several major brands and was recognized around the world as a true sports hero. Not to forget, Pele is also known for his philanthropy and humanitarian work. In fact, he served as a United Nations ambassador for ecology and the environment and has worked with organizations such as UNICEF to promote children's welfare. In 1999, he was awarded the title of Athlete of the Century by the International Olympic Committee. Pele's influence extends far beyond the soccer pitch, and his impact on the world of sports and beyond will never be forgotten. Now let's take a look back at some of Pele's most memorable moments. First up, let's cover his role in winning the 1958 World Cup. In 1958, Pele was just 17 years old and already making a name for himself as a talented player. Surely Brazil was up against some tough competition, including the likes of England, Germany, and Argentina, but Pele and the Brazilian team were determined to bring home the trophy. As expected, Pele scored 2 goals in the quarterfinals against Wales and another 2 in the semifinals against France. In fact, in the final against Sweden, Pele scored 2 more goals, leading Brazil to a 5-2 victory and their first ever World Cup title. It was a moment that would go down in history as one of the greatest in soccer history, and Pele was hailed as a hero in Brazil. Following up, we look at his second World Cup win in 1962 World Cup. 4 years after their first World Cup win, in 1962, Pele and the Brazilian team were back and ready to defend their title. This time, Brazil faced Czechoslovakia, England, and Mexico in a group stage and advanced to the knockout rounds. Following up, in the quarterfinals, Pele stunned England with 2 goals and another in the semifinals against Chile. To put an end to it, in the final match against Czechoslovakia, Pele scored 2 goals, and Brazil won 3-1 to earn their second World Cup title, moving on to his iconic third continuous World Cup win. But of course, Pele's World Cup legacy wasn't over yet. Following 2 back-to-back wins in the previous World Cup, in 1970, he faced off against some of the toughest competition in the world, including Italy, West Germany, and Uruguay. But in a tense, nail-biting match, Pele scored the winning goal in the 89th minute, leading Brazil to a 4-1 victory and their third World Cup title. It sure was a moment of pure delight for Pele and the Brazilian team. Not to mention, we're looking at Pele scoring his 1,000th goal in 1969. So let's set the scene. It's November 19th, 1969, and Pele's team, Santos FC, is facing off against Vasco da Gama in a Brazilian championship match. The stakes are high as Santos is in the running for the title, and a win would give them a big boost in their quest for the championship. As the match kicks off, Pele is in top form. He's making runs all over the field, causing chaos for Bosco's defense and creating chances for his teammates. And as the clock ticks down, the tension in the stadium is immense. Pele is everywhere, trying every trick in the book to get that elusive goal. And finally, it happens. A cross comes in from the right wing, and Pele meets it with a powerful header that flies into the back of the net. Following up, the crowd erupts in celebration, and Pele falls to his knees in jubilation. For Pele, it was a moment he'd never forget. "I remember that goal like it was yesterday," he later said. "It was a dream come true for me. I had worked so hard for so many years, and to finally reach that milestone was just incredible." And of course, Pele's 1000th goal made headlines around the world, and he became a celebrity overnight. Fans everywhere were talking about the Brazilian superstar, and his fame only continued to grow as he continued to score goals and lead his team to victory. Next up, let's talk about the Ballon d'Or award. While Pele was playing for the Brazilian national team and had already won 3 World Cups, he was also playing for the New York Cosmos in the North American Soccer League. And it was during this time in 1970 he won the Ballon d'Or award. Now winning the Ballon d'Or is a huge accomplishment for any soccer player. It's like winning an Oscar or a Grammy in the world of soccer. Pele was the first non-European player to ever win the award, and his legacy lives on even though it's been over 50 years since Pele won the Ballon d'Or. He's still remembered as one of the greatest soccer players of all time. Coming up, we look at Pele's continued wins in the Brazilian National Championship with Santos FC. Did you know that he won the Brazilian National Championship 6 times with Santos FC? That's right, in 1961, 1962, 1963, 1964, 1965, and 1968, Pele led Santos to victory and solidified his place as a soccer legend. But how did Pele do it? Well, for starters, he had an incredible talent for the game. His speed, precision, and agility on the field were unmatched, and he naturally scored goals. But Pele's success wasn't just about his individual talent, but also his teamwork and leadership. In fact, he was a key player on the Santos FC team, and his ability to work well with his teammates and inspire them to play their best helped lead the team to victory time and time again. Moving on, we recreate the moment Pele scored a hat trick. For those of you who don't know, a hat trick is when a player scores 3 goals in a single game. It's a rare and impressive feat, and Pele's hat trick in the 1970 World Cup final is one of the most iconic moments in the sport's history. Pele was already a legend in the soccer world by the time the 1970 World Cup rolled around. He was the star player for Brazil and was known for his incredible skill and flair on the pitch. In the final, Brazil faced off against Italy, and Pele was in top form. First off, he opened the scoring in the 18th minute with a stunning left-footed shot that flew into the top corner of the net, but Pele wasn't done yet. He scored 2 more goals in the second half, completing his hat trick and leading Brazil to victory. It was an unforgettable moment and one that cemented Pele's place as one of the greatest soccer players of all time. But what made Pele's hat trick even more special was the fact that it was the last game of his international career. Talk about the right timing. He retired from the Brazilian national team after the 1970 World Cup, finishing his career with a total of 77 goals in 92 games. It's something still talked about today, and it's a moment that will be remembered by soccer fans for generations to come. Finally, we talk about Pele's sense of humor. To start with, we've got the time Pele faked an injury during a game. Now, we all know that soccer players are known for their theatricality when it comes to taking a hit, but Pele really took it to the next level. As he was running down the field, he suddenly fell to the ground, writhing in pain. But as the other players rushed to his side, Pele couldn't help but let out a little chuckle. Another time, Pele pulled a classic prank on his teammates during a practice session, hiding a water bottle and pretending it was the ball. His teammates frantically searched as Pele burst out laughing at their confusion. Talk about having a sense of humor. And then there was the time that he pulled a fast one on an opposing player during a game. As the ball was coming towards Pele, he let it go right past him, making it seem like he had missed it. The other player, thinking he had an easy opportunity to score, rushed towards the ball. But as he was about to kick it into the goal, Pele suddenly appeared out of nowhere and stole the ball right out from under him. It was a total surprise, and everyone on the field couldn't stop laughing at the unexpected turn of events. One thing's for sure, Pele was not only a fantastic soccer player, but he was also a great entertainer. He sure had a knack for making people laugh, and his funny moments moments on and off the field will always be remembered. That's a wrap for this video. What are your favorite moments of Pele on the field? Let us know in the comments below. Also, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like these. See you in the next one.